If you're an out-of-state law enforcement officer who is tired of politicians not having your back, I want you here in Oklahoma, where we support you.
First at 10, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol and Governor Kevin Stitt are hoping to hire law enforcement officers from out of state who might want to move here because they're living in a state that requires them to be vaccinated against COVID-19. Good evening, I'm Brian Dorman.
And I'm Lori Fulbright. OHP will allow those officers who are already on the job to go through a shortened academy here. News on 6's Jordan Tidwell is live with these latest details for us. Jordan?
Brian, Lori, OHP says our governor supports individual freedoms, so any member of law enforcement needing a job is welcome in Oklahoma. Trooper Eric Foster is the lead recruiter for Oklahoma Highway Patrol, and he says there's a lot of interest from people across the country wanting to come work in Oklahoma.
That individual freedom that you have, that you take so so important to you and to your family. We support that here in Oklahoma.
Governor Kevin Stitt says freedom includes the ability to say no and has invited out-of-state law enforcement officers to come join the Oklahoma Highway Patrol.
There is a attention across the country for good, experienced law enforcement officers who are afraid of not having their job anymore because they just might have a choice not to take a vaccine.
Foster says OHP's next academy will be shorter than the traditional one for people who have 2 or more years experience so they can get to work quicker. He says they will also be paid for that experience rather than starting at a beginner's salary.
That experience will allow us to be able to kind of shorten our academy. So there are things that we don't have to instruct on because they'll be former law enforcement.
Foster says with more people eager to come and work in Oklahoma, it will benefit everyone in the state.
We are willing and ready to accept you to be able to come to Oklahoma without fear of any kind of repercussion because you believe a certain way or not.
The academy will begin in April. Live in Tulsa, Jordan Tidwell, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.